Yeah, so I'm really lucky in the, having worked for a lot of different prop tech organizations, what we've been able to do is we've been able to kind of blend teams together. So we've had that ability to have the internal kind of team for feature sets, but we've also been able to work with remote teams. In my own career, I've worked with remote teams, but this is the first time the TM group has done it. And I remember sitting down with a team and saying, okay, look, right, what we need to do is we need to extend our offering. We've got to become innovative. We want to digitize the industry. And I sat down with my infrastructure team, my architecture team, my lead developers, and we came up with a concept that is now known as TM Gateway. And we sat down and said, right, okay, we need to produce this, but how do we do this when you don't have the kind of team in place? So I'd said to the team, look, I've worked before with remote teams, and the key thing for me was to work with a team that understands a bit more about you, and understands a bit more about the industry. But fundamentally, we made a clear decision that working with a remote team, you have to make sure that you've got a good set of requirements. You've got a good understanding of what the product needs to do. We have a very talented UI, UX, and team here that actually deliver the kind of concepts, and that really helps you work with a remote team. And I think the thing about working with a remote team as well is, you have to treat them as an extension of your own team. They have to be part of TM Group. And, I know with TwentyTech, we have our morning calls, we'll have our stand-ups, and we'll have our presentations, and all the team feel like they're part of the kind of TM Group delivery. And when they present the product, they're presenting the product as theirs. Yeah. And I think the times I believe works in our favour, because I feel you get a lot quicker turnaround of development. By the time you've produced the user stories and then you've got that kind of backlog, you've got overnight things tend to generate, and then you've got a really good crossover in the morning period just to make sure that everything's worked how you wanted it to do, and then you get back onto the next day. So we're continually, the way to describe it is continuous deployment of code and testing. So you're keeping doing that, kind of 24 hours a day. So no, look, I've seen it make a huge difference to us, and we've probably delivered, I would say we've probably delivered a year's worth of code in less than 4 or 5 months. And that, I think, is a huge benefit from working with a remote team, but importantly, working with a remote team that shares the same values.